So, we just won 4 battles in a row using a different deck in Historic. So does that mean that I have to be killed this time? We shall find out. Welcome to Tpull's Corner. I'm your host, I'm Travis. We have to declare that once per video. It's like the college professor at the beginning of college, beginning of the season, checking to make sure, hey, at the beginning of the semester, are you where you want to be? Are you in the right room? Are you where you're supposed to be? Block it. You know you want to. Block it. I'm all tapped out. There you go. We're just hitting because we can. So the name of this deck is Counting Double. It's a Devilish Valet deck. And here he is front and center. And instead of making creature tokens, which we will do, we also like to add counters.
I'm home.
Our last deck was a red-white deck with Devilish Valet, and we had fun with that one. We created a lot of tokens. And we do have some tokens here. We have mass production here. This is my most expensive spell. They've already given it to me to create 4. And since he's already at 2 now with counters, if we can get that out in a couple turns, he'll go to 32. And we already have a way to give him first strike. So, for our next trick, we give him vigilance and first strike.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
And he takes it. That is so nice. Lear. Okay. Gonna hit my Wandering Emperor for 2. It's up to you. The only thing that will utterly devastate me is if he has a Fading Hope. We're gonna toss away something. We're gonna toss away Invitation Only, so we're not gambling on if we get tapped land.
I would run if I were you.
Instead, let's see. We can go ahead and put that down. That is an artifact, isn't it? And he doesn't have any way to stop us. Here we go. Auto pay. I should have pumped him up first. Oh well. Bam! Final score, 24 to negative 47. And that's how the deck works. Alright. That's probably the perfect opening. I'm going to go ahead and show you the deck now. When we take this opportunity, as we usually do when we're waiting for the server, to remind you, if you like what you just saw, click the like button, for heaven's sake. If you want to come back and see more fun stuff like this, hit the subscribe button. And next time I make another video, like Counting Double, not like Counting Double, it'll be a different deck. But I am having a lot of fun with Devilish Valet lately. What happened was Boogie Boy suggested that I go make a Kranko deck with Helm of the Host and Devilish Valet in Historic, and that was fun. And then we went and made the Devilish Charge, which was based on, again, the Devilish Valet, but in creating tokens. And here we do have some token creation, but not as much. It's mostly around doing adding counters. So here's what we got. We've got 11 creatures only, 2.8 mana cost average, 24 lands, and 61 cards. The card number 61 is Takage's Welcome. Whenever one or more creatures with mana value 3 or less enter the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Triggers only once each turn. So all of the creatures that I might have or tokens that come in as 1, 2, or 3 drops, those are all going to trigger this. If I have more than one come in at a turn, it doesn't matter. It only triggers once. But the cool thing is, when these Imperial Oath tokens come in, if I get them out, or if the mass production tokens come in, they count the creatures, not the mana value of the spell itself. So it's the creatures. So it doesn't matter if I'm putting out my 3 drops or my 6 drops, I'm still going to trigger Takage's Welcome. And I only need to trigger it once or twice to make it worth having in the deck. So that's why I don't mind having 61 cards sometimes when people ask me, hey, why are you doing 61 cards? Well, because that helps me get more than I would normally get. If I don't draw it, if it never comes up, who cares, right? But that's my extra card. I'm using that to go get more cards. All right, we have Boon of Safety, put a shield counter on one creature. Homestead Courage to put counters on things. Lucky Offering, because there's always going to be artifacts, and I hate going up against Portal to Phyrexia, so I have Lucky Offering because I'm hoping to get lucky if they put out a portal that I've got this handy. Military Discipline is, I always have, when I have Devilish Valet, the one problem that Devilish Valet has is if you come up against somebody who has First Strike or Double Strike. If he can block you with a creature that has power 3 or more, then it doesn't matter if Devilish Valet has power 1 or 64, he's going to die. So I have Military Discipline so he can flash it in, put it on the Valet, give him First Strike. So if he's got lethal damage, we're going to make sure to make it count. Radiant Grace to give him Vigilance, and if it dies, it turns into Radiant Restraints, and all the creatures of the opponent's player controls come into the battlefield tapped. And that might give us the tempo we need. Rafine's Guidance is here because we can cast it from our graveyard, so if we lose a creature, we can still bring it back and put it on a different creature. Plus, we have one copy of Big Score. We can throw away Rafine's Guidance with no problem, or if we have too much land, we can throw away land and get some more cards. We have one copy of Take Up the Shield, and the reason we have that is I had room for just a couple more creatures, and I had Devilish Valet already, and since it was a counter deck, I'm going to take you down this little Travis Avenue to show you how my brain works when I'm putting together a deck and how the concepts come together and how it links my brain. You know, the neurons fire and it links one card to another. Okay, I had Devilish Valet. I knew I was going to be in red and white again, so I naturally went to Angel Fire Ignition. You put 2 counters on target creature, gains Vigilance, Trample, Lifelink, Indestructible, and Haste until end of turn. Then you can have Flashback. You can use it again the next turn as long as you have enough mana. Since I was doing Angel Fire Ignition, the next creature I thought of was Ill-Tempered Loner, because there's a combo here where if you cast this on Ill-Tempered Loner, you can have any damage just directed at him repeatedly, and since he has lifelink, you're going to give yourself health points for however much damage that is. You won't kill him, he's got Indestructible because of Angel Fire Ignition, right? So I made a deck not too long ago, and it was called Lone Fire Ignition because of this combo. And I had 4 copies of Take Up the Shield too, because this also gives lifelink and Indestructible and enables that sort of infinite life combo. And so, since I was doing Devilish Valet, and I was adding Angel Fire Ignition for the Valet, and I had room for 2 more creatures, I only have 2 copies of Ill-Tempered Loner. And once I had Ill-Tempered Loner, and I had room for 1 more protection spell, I made it Take Up the Shield. So that's my thinking, and that's how we travel from A to B to C to D. Okay, I think I had this in the previous Valet deck, 1 copy of Iganjo Uprising. We can create Ex-Samurai creature tokens with Vigilance. They gain Menace and Haste. If we have a Devilish Valet out, we don't really care if these guys have haste. You know, what matters is we just got lethal damage probably on the Valet. Siege Veteran, not only do we give counters, but if he dies, we create a creature token, so that will pump up the Valet. We have Wedding Announcement, which gives us tokens, and so we get to pump him up once each turn for 3 turns in a row if he's already out. And we have Adeline, who gives us a creature that manufactures itself every single turn when she attacks, or actually when anybody attacks and she's on the field. So Devilish Valet could attack, we create a token, and automatically double his power. If he's already had an Angel Fire Ignition on him before, he's a 3/5, and he becomes a 6/5 from Adeline's ability. So that's what we're hoping to do. We've got 1 copy of Coyote to flash in, make one of these indestructible in case we get into trouble. We've got 1 board wipe with Depopulate. Wandering Emperor can either add counters or create tokens, so double threat for the Valet's advantage. And Ryu Storm's Edge, because the Devilish Valet is actually a warrior. So if we can get his power up, maybe we don't have lethal, right? Maybe he's just like 8, power 8. If we have Ryu Storm's Edge out, Valet could attack for 8, and then maybe attack again for 8, or then maybe there's 3 or 4 other creatures out, and we could attack with a whole bunch more for the second combat phase that we get, thanks to Ryu's ability. We just need to be able to attack with a Samurai or Warrior the first time alone. Next, Platoon Dispenser. We have card draw here. If we control 2 or more creatures, we get to draw a card at the beginning of the end step. Plus, if we have enough to sink it into mana, we can create Soldier Artifact creature tokens, and that will pump up the Valet. 2 more board wipes by invitation only, because if we do get some more tokens out, then we don't care if we're sacrificing 1/1 tokens, and we force him to sacrifice other more meaningful creatures. And I'm hoping 3 board wipes will be enough for the whole deck. And the 2 expensive cards, Imperial Oath, these are my token cards. Create 3 Samurai tokens, and Mass Production, create 4 Soldier Artifact creature tokens. So, thank you Kamigawa, thank you Brothers of War, thank you New Capenna. 1 Aganjo, 1 Sokenzen, which can also give us tokens if we need it, and 2 Fields of Ruin. That's the deck, that's the concept. I don't know, it's probably all downhill from here. I don't know if we can do better than we did in that first match, but that was pretty quick, so we're going to give you another match. I know some people prefer the shorter videos, but if you don't want to watch anymore, you can stop anytime. I'm going to keep playing. Okay, I don't have a 1-drop, so we can go ahead and put out the tap lands now. A lot of times you don't see Plaza of Heroes unless you're facing Joda. And Giada there is legendary. Why are you looking at my lands already? It's the same land. They're both Sundown Pass. You do not have a land destruction spell. That's right. Well, he does have another card, though. Okay, fine. Let's see. Before you can use Plaza of Heroes, let's go get a Plains. We gotta wait for him to choose a land. There you go. Done. Uh-oh. Don't hurt me no more. 7 points. I'm nearly dead. And he does nothing. So does that mean he has a counterspell? Here's where we find out. You either have a counterspell or not. You don't have any way to stop sacrifices. He might have a spell that brings them back onto the battlefield if they die. Never mind. Whatever he had that was holding up priority. Hey, I'm nearly dead anyway. Don't worry about it. Brings back a flyer. He has 2 copies of Recommission. Oh man. That's isn't that enough to kill me basically? We can do that. I can gain a life. And I get a chump blocker at the end of the turn. Destroy! No, sorry, he's indestructible. You're gonna hit me, huh? Okay. I wish I had one more mana. I guess I have to do it this way. Might as well spend this while I got it. Yes, please block them. Oh, they didn't block. Ah, well. Bye-bye to wedding announcements. He's got an indestructible card now. She's going to come in tapped. Alright, what do we do next? 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let me go get some life back. Gross. That's pretty gross. But you know what's more gross? Lethal damage. He was so sure he had me. This is why you never quit. 4 life points. Final score 4 to negative 34. 48 damage. In 1 creature. Never quit, people. Just hang around and watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat. Ooh, I think I have 4 of those now. Alright, that's 2 wins in a row. We are about to be punished now. But I can't stop. I might stop recording at some point, but I can't stop until I get my 15 wins for the night. Oh no, there's no Devilish Valet. We'll just get more life. There we go. 21 to 20. We're winning already. Isn't that awesome? Now we're winning twice as much. We've gained twice as much life already. They got 3 different colors, huh? I think our warrior is dead on arrival, actually. No, you're gonna let me hit you for 1? Okay. I was sure they would kill him. They're gonna tap out instead. Yeah, right. If you had a cut down, that doesn't work anymore. Lightning strike doesn't work. Soul partition. Okay. Look at that, he made everything up pretty nicely, didn't he? And I didn't get any land. Hello, Edgar. Hexproof and indestructible. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, that's one that I'd let die just so I can have him transform. He does. He's gonna block. Let's get rid of that one. It worked. Excellent. Oh, man. I only have 1 copy of Adeline in the entire deck. Got a nice little combo going with Welcoming Vampire and the Markov's Coffin. Ouch. It's got trample, right? So I guess we're going to block that one. That's all we're gonna do. And we're looking pretty near dead. Uh-oh. He can exile that next turn. Not good, man. Shoot. He got me. Got me. Got me with all of those. Six. There is nothing I can do to stop nothing there. Yep, we were punished. He had exactly everything he needed specifically to defeat this deck, right? He had removal, he had indestructible stuff, he had enchantments to buff up all of his guys, and he had a lifelink based deck, which made his made it really hard for me to plan how to pump up the Valet enough to take him out. Exactly what he needed. All right. Well, if things had gone our way slightly different, we had a lethal combination coming up if we'd had just one more land. But we're going to go in and take one last look at the deck. Boon of Safety, Homestead Courage. We didn't get to play all of these cards, but they are nice. We saw the first two matches where we were able to get the star of our show out, we were able to put the counters on him, and we were able to duplicate his, double his power multiple times with the tokens. So when it pops off, it's really fun. It really is. Let me know. Usually I just play a deck once a time, and then I'll move on to something else. But if you want to try and see like how the Valet combines with the Ill-Tempered Loner, or if you want to see me get Storm's Edge out with the Valet, leave a comment if you want me to go back and revisit a deck like this and show some more matches for you guys. But if not, we will leave it there. This has been Travis for Tpull's Corner. Thanks for joining us. Have a good one.